I've got to be honest. My uncle, when he was alive, he wouldn't often put people down. But one of the comments he used to, well, not that he used to make, but he made once. I remember him making once was, some people like the sound of their voice. And today, right now, I just need to hear the sound of my own voice to calm down. These videos have become somewhat helpful and where I am, I need a little bit of help to help myself with. So that's why I could acknowledge it for the first time in this moment, that I need to hear the sound of my own voice. And chances are, back in the day, because when I thought my uncle was criticising other people, so to speak, because that's how you receive it first in the first instance. The irony is, I'd probably like to hear the sound of my own voice. And my uncle could somewhat see the future, see this moment right now, and that's why the comment was made. But yeah, without delving into that too much, I've got nerves at present, and I acknowledged that these videos would, a video right now would likely help just calm myself. I've got a huge task facing me, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to achieve it. My past track record says no, but you never know, and I don't feel like I've got too much of a choice but to give it a go, see how far I get, see how much I can get, how much I can do with it, and then just accept the limitations of where I find myself with along the way. Just try and be as accepting as possible, and it's a huge task, and I think with the medication of recent, the nerves are real, because I haven't been nervous for a long time, but I'm nervous now. So I'm just doing my best. I won't go into details of what I've got in front of me. That if it comes off, you'll know soon enough anyway. But I need all the well wishes I can get, because I don't think I've ever faced a challenge like this. You know, I've never had that many external things I'm trying to juggle all at the same time, with me being so weak, or having been so weak, and trying to get myself up. I mean, literally a year ago, and literally this was the situation, I couldn't get myself out of bed in the morning. and it's just been a slow process of acceptance. So I've been quite what's it? I was going to say a woman, but it's not the right term. Yin and yang. So yang is the feminine. I've been very yang the past year. That's why, probably why the videos are all of me shouting. That's what I understand the yang energy to be like. And I've been very, I've been in my body, I've been trying to be in my body, but I've been doing it through external means. So where I couldn't get myself out of bed in the morning, I used every crutch available to me because nobody was helping me. I mean, that's not fair, but the main task that I had to achieve of getting myself up and alive again, it had to be down to me. I had support, and the support was hidden. I know it was hidden. Any support that was given, it had to be taken away. Otherwise, how the hell am I gonna get myself back up on my feet ever when I've got other people helping me to achieve that? So it had to be on my own, I think. And I've got myself into a place where I was getting up. I look a mess, you know. I still look a mess, but at least I've got my top on now. Before I was bare chested, and there are positive developments. And as I said, I put all my focus on my body. I put all my focus on me, just getting my mind right, getting my body right, putting the right nutrition in. If I'm going to smoke a herb, that I'll make sure that it's going to help me and not be a detriment to me with a few thousand chemicals. And I look at smoking as helpful. As much as I appreciate, in an ideal world, I wouldn't even smoke. And now what's happening is life is setting me the challenge of taking all of that focus that I've put into getting myself out of bed in the morning and putting it back into physicality, back into a yin state, a masculine state, and back into my physical body through external work, through external challenges, we've been in lockdown, haven't we, for the past year? It's the whole world's been there with me to a certain extent, and now you're all coming out of the lockdown with me, because now I'm coming out of my own lockdown, what I needed to be in. I mean, I've been in lockdown for a few years, but the last year I've been in lockdown without realizing, you know. It's like I needed to be locked down. Even if there wasn't lockdown, my life wouldn't have looked that much different. So now there's a change happening, and it's flipping from that yang state of woman first, you know, just focus on your body, make sure your body's right, because my body was falling apart. And now I've got to go back into external focus, where I'm not going to have all the resources I've had at my fingertips for the past year. Like supplements, when I need supplements, have a supplement. I'm not going to have that now. I'm not going to have the flexibility of having finances at my fingertips. I'm not going to have the flexibility of warmth and temperature. I'm not going to have the flexibility of comfort. I'm not going to have the flexibility of rest as I've had it. I'm not going to have the flexibility of luxuries. And these are all things I've just got to adapt my mindset and take on the challenge that I've got externally. And where it's all physical, to really apply what my uncle taught me, because I've not been doing it. I've not been training, because that was what my uncle taught me. He taught me unconditional love. If I watched him, and he taught me exercises, he taught me training, and I've not been doing them as I was taught in the first instance. I've kept them in mind, and where I found myself from afar, from that simplicity, I've got to take it back to the simplicity in the yin state. And hopefully, because my biggest problem with my mental health is my mouth making noise. So if I take everything I've learned and remember everything I've learned through this yang period, through this feminine internalization period, really getting to grips and seeing myself, seeing my life, seeing the world, when I'm flung back out there into a yin state, I'm not going to make the same mistakes before, because I made mistakes. It's not that I made mistakes, it's just me being yin, me being masculine without knowing myself, without this internalization process first, without this, the past 2-3 years, I look terrible. I mean, you all know me when I tried to be a man, and it's like me trying to be my dad, and that's, it's like I'm clumsy. I'm clumsy in my own body. I'm brash. I say the wrong thing. I'm not patient with myself. It's like now I'm making phone calls, and I'm in that place where my brain isn't working, and I'm allowing myself to make mistakes on the phone, to say the wrong thing. But what's different with me now, and this is the biggest thing I think that's going to help me, is that I don't put myself down before I judge myself. Before I was like, what's wrong with me now? Why am I like this? I can't deal with this stuckness in my own head. And now it's like, I forgive you, Andreas. It's not you, it's just what you've been through in your life. You know, because I know now for the first time in my life after the past 2-3 years that I can speak. I've never had that in my life. And that's why one of the reasons I want to continue with the videos is just to, if nothing else, while my brain is stuck, to keep something flowing and fluid with speaking. Because it will help me. Because if I don't and I shut up, that stuckness is going to be really hard to come out of when I need to come out of it. So I'm being patient with myself, I'm forgiving to myself now, and I'm allowing myself to make mistakes on the phone, knowing that it's not really me. And if the other person is sincere, they'll know that, and they'll be present with me. And this is me refocusing my own mind, because as I said, there's going to be a lot of outward communication, I think, over the next however long a period. And it's just me reminding myself that that's the situation, that other people know where I'm at, and they will challenge me by playing dumb to my stuckness. Is to remember and not to rest. I don't rest. I want to rest, but not within socializing, not with other people, because it's not a fair comment, but I have my way of pushing myself, and until I know everything, until I become godlike. As you can see, I'm really nervous. I think as soon as I can get back into this challenge, which is going to be physical, and it's already physical. I can feel the early stages of it, and I'm making space around sleep. This is what I've done. I've made space around sleep and using sleep as the first step. I've come from hospital where my sleep was modified to suit the hospital environment. But for me, I've expressed it how many times. My sleep pattern, 4 1-hour naps a day, is how I operate. It's what I've thought, what I've analysed as the best solution for me. And I've got to be flexible there, but that's where I'm just making space around, because my mental health has made it hard for me in the past. So I'm just making space around that. Like today, I had to go out for the first time in a while, and I was tired. You know, I can feel how tired my body is. So I've got to go from 0 miles an hour to like 200 miles an hour in a space of no time. And I know I've got my uncle's training. I've got my past few years so I can pace myself. I've got no choice. And I can just do the best I can do. And that's it. So who knows, in a few weeks' time you might see a different Andreas. You might see me looking a bit more alive than what you've seen of recent. And if ever there was a time, it's now. I acknowledge that. Which is just for my own circumstances where I've found myself. It's like it's really needed. So just wish me luck. And it's not luck. It's wish me the ability to rise above all my problems, because they're going to come. I'm going to have problems, one after the other. And I need to keep my head above them instead of succumbing to their pressures. And I've never done that before.